Hello everyone, and I am so sorry for not uploading. I've been really busy with everything going on and with school and all that. But how is everyone doing? I know it's been like 2 weeks, I think. I don't even know. It feels like 2 weeks. But how are all of you doing? Hopefully well. And today's fan fiction book thing is Love is Strange. It is a Raphael X reader. And let's just get started. Most people just don't get it. No one really understood why Your Name O'Neill was dating Raphael. Not even Raph himself. She was quiet and calm. He was angry and unpredictable. She loved books and tea. He preferred boxing and motorcycles. And while he loved her so damn much, he just didn't know why she loved him. He was loud and violent and could never say what he really felt. A small part of him kept screaming that Leonardo was the better choice for Your Name. And he hated thinking about that. He hated that everyone always pointed out that he was more like his older brother. That the two got along so well. Raph? The turtle ceased his attack upon his punching bag and glanced at his girlfriend. She smiled at him and walked over, putting her hand on his arm. "Hey, Tiger. You look upset. Did something happen?" He shook his head. "Nah, just thinking is all." "Raph, I know that's not all. I know you." He sighed and looked away before turning to look at her. Why? Why are you with me?" I feel like I did not say that right. Sorry. "Because I love you." "But why do you love me?" "'Cause I keep thinking about it, and I just can't figure that out. So you need to tell me." "I love you because I love you. Because you're brave and loyal and passionate. Because you make me feel needed and wanted and loved. I love you because you're you. And I know it might not make sense. I know we may seem a little bit strange as a couple, but I love you too. I'm angry, and I'll help with that. I can't give you nice things. I never asked. I get jealous. That's normal, Raph. I think that I love you too much. I love you too." He looked down at you and bit his lip. "I don't think I'm enough. Leo would be better. Leo's all calm and in charge. Leo can take care of you. Leo doesn't make me feel this way." He sat down and you climbed onto his lap, kissing his cheek. He still didn't get it. Maybe it would never really make sense to him. Maybe he would never really understand. But sometimes love doesn't really make sense, does it? Going on to the next one. Missing You. I'm probably gonna do multiple in a video, so this one is Missing You. Raphael has been waiting. He understands, of course, that you have a life outside of the lair, that you have an entire family he never met before, as well as your duty towards them. He understands that the most, but understanding it does not mean he has to like it. "Only a couple of months," you promised him. "And I'll call and text you and miss you as much as you miss me, okay?" Raph didn't think that was possible. He looked down at the big suitcase at your feet, the duffel bag slung over it, and got upset all over again. He didn't want you to leave, but he didn't want you to feel guilty for it either. "Okay, I love you, Tiger. He kissed your forehead and then your lips and hugged you a little too strong. And that was the last of it for a while. A couple months felt more like a couple years to the turtle. You called him every day, of course. You texted for hours, too. And when he wasn't doing that, he was working out or training or distracting himself in any way possible. Days turned into weeks, and 1 month was down. He crossed off squares on the calendar until finally it was over. Your flight was on its way. And Donatello was allowed to borrow the shell raiser on his own on his own for once to meet you at the airport. The giant vehicle stuck out like a neon sign in the parking lot, and you made a beeline for it. The doors slid open, and your things were tossed inside, and you were pulled into a certain turtle's lap. As your arms wrapped around each other, as you kissed for the first time in weeks. It was messy and it was messy and absolutely perfect. You finally pulled apart, breathing heavily and smiling like idiots. "Damn, I missed ya," he whispered. One more kiss before he drove you home. Donnie would have his shell if he was late. He slipped into the front seat with you, in the passenger. His hand lingered on your thigh as he drove through the city streets, happy for the first time in weeks. Goodness. Jealousy and Stephen King. Oh, I can already imagine what this one's going to turn out to be like. Raph was pouting. As shameful as it was the truth. He sat in the patched-up armchair, watching and pouting, and broadening to his heart consent. Who was he watching, you might wonder? Your name and Donnie. The two of you were sitting on the couch, chatting about which of the Stephen King novels was the scariest, and he hated it. And yeah, he knew it was dumb to act this way. Donnie didn't even know that he liked her. No one did. So why was he upset? Maybe it was really more than just a little crush. The idea made his heartbeat drop into his stomach, and Raph knew that he needed some air. Getting up, he made his way to his bedroom to get a few minutes. Breathe, he told himself. Just breathe. It didn't matter how Raph felt. Yeah, you were the most amazing woman in the city, and yeah, he was crazy about you, but you were way too good for him, too beautiful and smart and talented. Maybe Leo or Dawn would have a chance, but not him. Taking a few breaths, as Raph opened the door and was about to leave when he heard the two of you talking. So, do you think it worked? Most definitely. Opposites often attract and complete one another. Besides, Raph is a lot more relaxed with you around. If it was up to me, as you'd be married by now. As you laughed, God, how he loved that laugh, and said, "I think Raph would actually have to ask me out for that, but thanks for the support. Anytime, your name." Was this a dream? A beautiful, wonderful fantasy come to life? You liked him. You wanted to date him. Not Leo or Dawn or Donnie or anyone else but him. Smiling, Raph came into the living room, grinning like a cat. "Hey, you. Where'd you run off to?" "Just needed a minute," he replied in a confident tone. Well, your name won the debate this time, so we're watching Cujo. I'll go get the popcorn. Donnie kept Donnie kept over the couch, making way towards the kitchen, and Raph stole his spot on the couch. You gonna join us? If that's okay with you. You smiled, your eyes gleaming a happy gleam to them, and said, Of course. I'll warn you, though. I snuggle when I'm scared. Could this day get any better? I ate my hair. Red versus orange. My goodness. Okay. Everyone ready? Raph was absolutely furious. It was like his brothers didn't know about his feelings for your name. He had confessed them to Splinter weeks ago, only to later learn that his brothers had accidentally overheard. Mikey had spent the entire time teasing him, making him little comments here and there, and faces behind your name's back. He had thought that it couldn't get any worse than that, but Mikey loves a challenge, and had been able to surpass all annoying limitations. Come on, man! I win! Is your name, pumped her fists into the air, smiling gleefully. Girlie, how are you so good at this? I don't know. Another round? At that moment, Mikey gave his brother the most smug look in history. He knew that this was making Raph's blood boil, and that he was going to pay for it during training. But he could care less. It was entertaining watching his jaw clench and fire dance in his eyes. Hold on to that round your name. I'm gonna go get some snacks. Want anything, Raph? No. You sure? As Mikey gave a quick nod towards you, as though to say, would you like some for her? Would you like some of her? And smiling, and Raph hated him even more. I'm good, Mikey. And I'm also going to murder you, is what he wanted to say, is what he wanted to add. As Mikey walked out of the room, leaving you alone with Raph. Is you okay there, Big Red? Did you look a little tense? Raph softened just a bit and said, just tired or something. As you slid over to his side of the couch, giving him some of your blanket. Here. He smiled and draped the green material over his legs. He suddenly realized how close you were and fought the urge to wrap his arm around you and pull you closer. I get the feeling that Mikey is pushing your buttons. Ain't he always doing that? As you laughed and said, True. Is it anything in particular? It was the perfect moment. Mikey was gone. You were close, and he had the guts to tell you how he felt. Yeah, it's personal though. I can keep a secret. I like ya, and he knows. Everyone knows. Sorry if it's weird or something, he said quickly. His heart was going wild, and his face felt redder than his mask. But when you smiled and took his hand in yours, it became a hell of a lot redder. I was hoping it was something like that. I like you too. Yeah? Hell yeah. As Raph put his arm around you, and when Mikey finally came back, he smirked at his younger brother. Well, isn't this a moment? You have 5 seconds. Space case. Mikey dropped the bag of chips on the couch and took off, leaving the two of you behind. Yeah, you heard him leave the lair and said, "Are you gonna?" "Nah, I'll keep him out of my hair for a couple of hours. I think Godzilla is on the way anyways." Izzy laughed and leaned against his chest, wondering when Mikey would finally realize the truth. It was 2 hours and 16 minutes later when Michelangelo realized that Raph was not, in fact, chasing him. He didn't find it funny. My goodness. I think this is going to be the last one. So, oops. Never want to hear that. Raph had felt bad plenty of times. He felt bad all the times he lost his temper or snapped at someone. He felt bad every time his rash actions led to danger or pain. Every time he screwed up, he felt bad. But this was the worst he had ever felt. He held the smashed music box in his hands, staring at the dented silver that had once been beautiful. The music box had been with you since you were a baby. Your mother had played it every night. Its design had been one of swirls and roses that seemed to match the sweet lullaby perfectly. Your name had been inscribed on the front. You had told him how much you loved the music box, that it helped you sleep at night. Raph knew that it was the most important object that you owned, a prized possession, and he smashed it. "Babe?" You came over and looked at him. "It's not that bad. It can be fixed, Raphael." "It reminded me of you." "What?" "The music box. It reminded me of you. It was so tiny and pretty, and when I saw it, I just thought of you, and now I broke it." "Oh, babe. Accidents happen. Breaking an old music box doesn't mean that you're a monster or anything. It doesn't mean that you're gonna hurt me." You took the music box and placed it on your nightstand. "I'm sorry, Tiger." "I know you are." You kissed his forehead, and Raph started to feel a little bit okay. Okay, this is gonna be the last one. Okay, this is definitely gonna be the last one. My phone is at 11%. Okay. Raph is a loyal boyfriend. His so means the world to him. He feels so lucky to have someone like you in his life. He may not always have an easy time dealing with his feelings, but he tries to make sure that his love is known, confessing. Raph would spend a lot of time freaking out over his feelings. On one hand, he doesn't believe that he's worthy of you, but on the other, he needs to tell you how he feels. I think that he would tell you after walking you home one night. PDA. Raph is big on PDA. Second only to Mikey. He's always holding you or kissing you. Donnie once joked and that you might be conjoined to the hip, only for Raph to give him a glare. Dates. Privacy is a must for this. Raph doesn't want his brothers coming around and ruining anything, or seeing him being soft to you. I think he'd like rooftop dates and the most, along with movies and take out at your place. First kiss. Oh, you thought he was nervous when he asked you out? It's even worse now. He wanted to kiss you so badly, but doesn't know how to do it. You would have to show him the ropes before letting him take control. Making out. Raph is so good at this. He makes out in a sloppy Sloppy hot ways and leaves your clothes rumbled and your heart thumping. Your hair's a mess. Your face is redder than his bandana, and you're covered in hickeys and bite marks. Oh my goodness. The first time, asking you out was bad. Kissing you was worse. Now he might just have a heart attack. Like the kiss, you would have to show him what to do first. Raph would be terrified of hurting you, and you would be incredibly gentle with you. His perfect so. And, someone who stands up for what's right, even if she's alone, who can handle his anger and calm him down. He can feel safe and relaxed with them. Someone who genuinely loves him, his family. He wouldn't really care what his brothers think. Only that they don't get to cozy with his so. He really only wants Master Splinter's approval about the relationship. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't even know how many stories this did. 1, 2, 3, 6. I hope you guys enjoyed 6 pages of fan fiction today. And thank you so much for watching. And I hope you guys have an amazing day.